Mm-hmm. See the decor, it's really quite sweet. The seats, very comfortable. Decent pot of tea, and there was 3 tea bags in. I know one of these silly teapots that drip when you try to pour them. I had ham and tomato. Jim had he'd ordered ham and cheese sandwiches, and he'd ordered soup.
Yeah.
The soup and some sandwich combo. Very nice. Coleslaw was handmade. I had lentil soup. Sandwiches. Jim had chicken and sweet corn. I like chicken soup.
Right.
I
Actually, I like it.
I like sweet corn, but no in my soup.
Here we go. Who's your name?
Mm-hmm. Leave it salt needed. And I'm a lovely bit of pepper.
The nice soup. Best I've tasted for a while.
That's perfect. That's perfect. I did kind of presume that we wanted white bread. I don't remember anybody asking. There was only butter on one side of the bread, which was the side with the ham. The tomato side wasn't buttered. However, they were tasty, so I can't grumble about that. There's also red onion with the wee salad, which I love. I'm always really disappointed if I get salad and there's no red onion, or any onion, any kind. I just think onion sets off. What do you think?
It's just the right temperature in here.
Mm-hmm.
They're not too hot and they're not too cold. I believe they help.
I do remember it's a sweltering day when it's warm. I think I've been here on a really warm day. But then they've got the big fan thing down there.
Yeah.
Adobe's, you get pestered with wasps
Oh,
and bees in there. Been in there a few times in the summer.
you've been stung.
No, I have been stung no in there. Bees are out here early this year.
Oh, I noticed that. Someone's quarters.
Aye, because in case you wonder what I'm doing, I've always liked the bathrooms in here. Each individual cubicle is a different design. This is my favourite, I like this. The corridor, and a nice wee seat area if you've been waiting on somebody. One's obviously occupied. I think it's butterflies in that one if I remember. This is the gents' toilets, would you believe? Though that would be fussy if I was in the toilet, I'd be in there. It's that one. I think my dad was got to buy that one. So I'm back home and I'm out in the garden. I'm leaving the dandelions for the bees at the moment. Quite like to see them. As you can see, I've got tulips up. Hydrangeas starting to look promising. The magnolia, it's starting to bud. More tulips. Garden's been quite neglected over winter because I don't really like being out in the cold. I've got my bare root roses soaking in a bucket, which I have had for the last hour. They come out the packaging again because they're quite dry. The roses were £2.50. I've got some Poundland ones as well. There was one box of two actually in it. Is it? No, it's either Toro or Joro. There's one. The other one is called Tom, which is a pink rose. There's a kind of orangey coloured and there's a pink rose out the front. Here we've got a white rose. I do love roses. I've got a yellow rose bush that's been there for ever and it never disappoints. It's always beautiful every year. Oh, there you are. Look, there's a bumblebee. I don't know if you can see come out. Look at that there. Quite like bumblebees. There you are. Hopefully that will be for getting a wee drink off the... Oh, I've just watered them as well. We'll be getting a wee drink. That's lovely. So hopefully we get some more of this sun, because this is so unusual in Scotland for bank holiday to have some sun. Okay, stuck into that. Up there. Oh, I can't speak. There's my T-Will hose. That stretches right out to the front of the garden, and I have got a huge long garden here. As you can see, the fence came down in the storm. I fixed the front one. That's my neighbour's shed. I got absolutely destroyed. So I've got the fence over there. That's really my neighbour's, but I doubt very much if they'll fix it. So at some point over the next few weeks I will fix the hedges, the fences. Every time I've got the time it's raining. So I had 2 weeks off, but I do an awful lot of other stuff to do. And I've got a shed coming, another shed coming for my house off of Timu. Let's see. My coffee. It's sunny, but it's still quite cold. Oh. There we are. In fact, my coffee's gone cold quite quickly. I mean, it was the same. I don't know. What was I saying? I've got my Tima's hat, no, TikTok sunglasses on, which are quite nice because usually if I'm sitting in the car, because I'm quite short, the sun visor doesn't really cover my eyes. And I'm all sitting in the car doing this, which I don't suppose is really good for your skin. Which I had the sunglasses on, and it was quite pleasant. I had them on, they're supposed to be for over glasses, but I didn't have my glasses on because I've got my contact lenses in. And they were quite comfortable and they didn't dry my eyes out too much. And then, yeah, so, but it's still a bit breezy. Bit too cold for me. But I've got, oh, that's what it was. I had got the Keta style shed for up at my partner's. But I've ordered, because I need a workshop, so I have ordered the metal pent shed off of Temu, which should have been £1,200, so they say anyway, and it was down to £219, and then I had another £100 off of that, so it was a bit too good to refuse. So it'll probably get delivered next week. I'll put it somewhere because I've got one shed and then I've got a shed further down, but it's just like storage, garden stuff and whatnot, garden tools and various bits and bobs in, and it's not really good enough to work. Whereas if I put a shed behind the one that's there, I've got OSB wood, which I'll put a new floor in that because the floor has rotted away basically. The shed that's, where is it? Oh, that's one more. Come on.